All right, welcome to our Big Six. Now that we've worked our way through the diaphragm reset, we're going to focus on clearing the first six major restriction points in our deep lymphatic channels. Now today we're going to do our work by hand, so remember we go in soft before we work it a little bit deeper, and then we'll leave the area with our strikes. If you do have a vibration ball, you can follow along with it. If not, we just need a comfortable place to lay down, and we'll go ahead and get this started. All right, let's go ahead and lay down on our back, and we can rest our hands wherever they are comfortable. Now, as we go into our practice today, we're going to do our work by hand. So remember, we just go in with a light, soft touch before we start to work in a little bit deeper, and then we're going to leave with our strikes. As we go into our breath, we're going to breathe in and out through our nose. We're going to try to find that pause at the top and the bottom of our breath. And we're going to make our exhales a bit longer than our inhale. As we start to find our rhythm with our breath, we're going to focus on building pressure into our lower back and into our pelvic floor as we inhale. We want to feel our diaphragm expand, pushing into the sides of our rib cage and into our lower back. We're going to find that pause at the top of our breath, and then we will exhale very slowly, letting tension out of our body as if we're going to sink into the floor. With each breath, we can start to exaggerate that pause at the top of our inhale and at the bottom of our exhale. We're going to stay with our breath as we bring our hands to our eyes. We're going to place the heel of our hand over our eye sockets. We'll continue to follow our breath, breathing in and out through our nose, finding our pause at the top and the bottom of our breath. Exhale slowly as we release tension from our body. Remember to find your pause at the top and the bottom of your breath. And following a slow exhale, let's rest our hands over our belly. Stay with your breath, breathing in and out through your nose. Try to feel your lower back expand as if it's pushing
down towards the floor as we breathe in. Exhale very slowly. Try to let tension out of our body. And be still as we pause at the bottom of our breath. We'll stay with our breath, and we're going to bring our right hand just below our left collarbone. I'm going to start in close near my sternum, and we're going to work clockwise circles out towards the shoulder. And as I make my way out to my shoulder, I'm going to reverse it to counterclockwise circles and start to move back in towards my sternum. We're going to go back and forth a few times. We can gradually start to work in a little bit deeper. And you can imagine that you're pulling the skin and the fascia down away from the collarbone, as if I'm pulling everything down towards my belly button. And then we'll leave the area with our strikes. You can do anywhere between 10 and 30. And then from here, we're going to bring our left hand just below our right collarbone. Again, I'm going to start in near my sternum. We'll start soft as we work our way out to the shoulder. And you can use a mix of clockwise and counterclockwise circles. Try to stay with our breath. So we'll bring our attention back to breathing in and out through our nose. We want to try to feel pressure building into our lower back as we breathe in. And as we exhale slowly, we're just going to let tension out of our arm and out of our shoulder. And then we're going to finish with our strikes. Now let's just take a moment to rest our hands wherever they're comfortable. I just want you to notice the difference in how your shoulders relax and lay into the floor. we'll go back into our breath, breathing in and out through our nose. Try to feel pressure building into our lower back and into our pelvic floor. Try to be still as we pause at the top and the bottom of our breath and just notice, listen to your heartbeat. You may be able to notice a pulsating or a tingling sensation through your body. And now we're going to bring our hands to our neck. I'm going to turn my hands over so my hands are upside down. We're just going to work along the SCM muscle. It's going to go right up underneath your ear, all the way down to our collarbones, right there at the sternum. We're going to start light, and then we can start to work a bit deeper. Want to spend a little extra time right up underneath the ear. And then we're drawing everything back down towards our collarbones. All right, let's take a moment so we can rest our hands. Observe the difference in our neck and in our shoulders as we breathe. Be still when we pause at the top and the bottom of our breath. And focus on expanding your diaphragm into your lower back. So we're building pressure in our lower back, in our abdomen, and in our pelvic floor as we breathe in. We'll pause and hold that pressure at the top of our breath. Then as we exhale slowly, we allow tension out of our body, and we relax into the floor. From here, we're going to work into our shoulder. I'm going to bring my right hand to my left shoulder, and we're going to start right where the pec muscle comes in and attaches to the head of the humerus, your shoulder. So I'm going to start to work in lightly and then start to move a bit deeper. From our shoulder, we're going to gradually work into our armpit. Use my hand as a hook. I'm going to get deep underneath the pec muscle, the pec tissue. We're going to begin to work in between the ribs. So I'm going to use my fingers kind of like a rake. And I'm going to get each finger between a rib. And we're going to work back towards the center of the body. So we're bringing everything back towards our sternum. If this area is tender, that's common. You do not have to dig as deep as you can. You can be gentle, try to keep it comfortable. And then we're going to gradually work all the way down the side of our rib cage. So I'm going to start to work in between each rib on the way down the side of my body. You'll see I'll actually use both hands here. I can link my fingers and just kind of pull using the heel of my left hand to work on the left side of my body. And then we're going to leave with our strikes. So I'm just going to start at my shoulder. And I'm going to strike pretty firmly. You can do it however it's comfortable, but we want to get some vibration into the rib cage. I'm going to work into the armpit and then all the way down the side of my body. And then let's rest our hand. Follow our breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Try to focus on building pressure into your lower back. And then just notice that expanding into the left side of your rib cage. Now that we've done some work on that side, it's likely going to feel different. Remember to be still. When we pause at the top and the bottom of our breath, you're going to notice and listen to your heartbeat as it moves through your body. Take a moment to notice how your left arm, your left shoulder are able to relax into the floor. All right, let's bring our left hand to our right shoulder. So we're going to work into the pec, into the shoulder. We're going to try our best to stay with our breath. So we're going to breathe in and out through our nose. I want to constantly feel that expanding of my diaphragm pressing into my lower back. It's going to have a big impact on our circulation as well as the nervous system. So every breath counts. We're going to gradually move into the armpits. So I'm going to pull the pec tissue up and out of the way. I'm going to start to get in between the ribs. We're going to pull everything towards the center of the body. And gradually, I'm going to start to work down the right side of my body, all the way down between each rib. We can use our right hand to assist as we get further down the side of the body. And then we leave with our strikes. We're going to start at our shoulder. We're going to move into the armpit and all the way down the side of the body. All right, let's rest our hands anywhere that they're comfortable. We'll follow our breath, focusing on building that pressure into our lower back, into the sides of our body, and into the pelvic floor as we breathe in. Remember to find our pause at the top and the bottom of our breath. Try to exhale slowly. You'll notice that your lower back will rise up away from the floor. Try to let tension out. Notice your heartbeat, any pulsating or any tingling sensations through your body. Now we're going to come to our sternum. So I'm going to take my fingers, I'm going to go right between my collarbone and my first rib, right up against the sides of the sternum. And we can do back and forth. We can do clockwise and counterclockwise, little circles. Now we're going to start to move down between ribs 1 and 2. Between 2 and 3. 3 and 4. 4 and 5. 5 and 6. And then as we get to the bottom, between 6 and 7, 7 and 8, right around our xiphoid process right there at the bottom of our sternum. We're going to start to split the abdomen right down the center of your six pack, the rectus abdominis muscles. Try to follow your breath, and on the exhales, we can start to work in a little bit deeper. And when we get right about halfway down, about 2 to 3 inches above our belly button, we're going to take a few long breaths. And as we exhale, we're going to work in as deep as we can comfortably. This is the cisterna chyli. That's the biggest lymph node in the body. If you have it, it is way back, all the way back near the spine. We do not have to work all the way into the spine to influence it. but we do want to get as deep as we can comfortably. And then we're going to work our way all the way down to our belly button. When we get there, we're going to place our fingers right on the inside rim of the belly button, right on the edges. I'm just going to do clockwise as well as counterclockwise circles. Now, the belly button influences tension everywhere in the body. If you feel any tender areas or any hard nodules around the belly button, those are lymph nodes. We want to try to work as much tension out of this area as we can. And then let's just take a moment to rest our hands. And as we breathe, I want you to notice the difference in what we feel in our abdomen and our belly. Remember to pause at the top and the bottom of your breath. Try to be still. Listen to your heartbeat. Try to feel your pulse as it moves through your body. You may be able to feel your pulse in your belly. Focus on breathing in and out through the nose. Try to feel that pressure. Feel your diaphragm expand into your lower back as we breathe in. Try to exhale slowly and let tension out of our body. And with a slow exhale, let's bring our hands to our left side rib angle. We're going to start to work underneath the rib cage on the left side of the abdomen. And we're going to work all the way around the side of our body. We'll start lightly and then gradually work in a bit deeper. And then we're going to bring our hands all the way back to the center, but still off to the left side. And I'm just going to hook my hand underneath the left side rib angle. Now from here, we're going to follow 3 breaths. We're going to breathe in through the nose and we're going to expand the diaphragm so that it pushes out against our fingers or against our hands. And then as we exhale, we're going to exhale slowly. We're going to sink our hands a bit deeper underneath the rib cage. And we're going to do that 3 times. And then after 3 slow breaths, we're just going to move over a bit further to the left. We're going to do it again. 3 slow breaths. Try to pause at the top and the bottom of your inhale and exhale. Feel your diaphragm expand as we breathe in, and then exhale slowly. And you will guide your diaphragm back up under the ribs with your hands. And then from here, let's just rest our hands off to the side for a moment. As we breathe, I want you to notice the obvious difference between the left side and the right side of your body. As we breathe in, you're going to notice that the left side of your diaphragm expands a bit easier than the right side. And now we're going to do the exact same thing on the right rib angle. So we're going to go in gentle and we're going to work all the way around the side of our body. Gradually, we can work in a bit deeper. And then we can set our hooks. So I'm going to hook in underneath the right side rib angle, starting near the center. When our hooks are set, we're going to follow 3 breaths. I want to feel the diaphragm expand, pressing against my hands. We will pause at the top of our breath, then exhale slowly, guiding the diaphragm back underneath the rib cage as we exhale. We'll do it 3 times in a row. And then we'll move over a bit further to the right and we're going to do it again 3 times. And then let's relax our hands over our belly. Let's go deep into our breath here, following our inhale through our nose. Expand into the lower back, into your belly, and into your pelvic floor as we inhale. Pause at the top of our breath. Exhale slowly, releasing that pressure as well as tension from our body. And just notice that light feeling in your abdomen. From here, we're going to work into our groin creases. We're going to go right here where the femur comes in to the pelvis. I'm going to start light. And then we can start to work in a bit deeper. Now this is a deep area to work into. Vibration works really, really well in this area. Today we're using our hands, so we're going to leave with our strikes. This is our hand vibration. So we're going to strike into the groin crease. I'm going to do a pretty firm strike, and I want to feel that vibration moving deep into my hip and into my groin. All right, let's rest our hands anywhere that you'd like. Take a moment to let that sink in. Notice if perhaps your hips lay a bit more open or they relax a little more. Now from here, we're going to go into our Captain Morgan position. So I'm going to bring my left leg up. There is a big tendon right here. We're going to take our hand like a hook, and I'm going to get underneath that tendon deep into the pelvis and deep into the groin. You can use two hands if you'd like, and then we're going to start to just pull up underneath that band of tissue. There is a large cluster of lymph nodes deep in there. Oftentimes when we sit a lot, this is going to get congested. So you may feel some tenderness in there. However, this is extremely deep as well. So sometimes it can be difficult to get enough pressure with our hand to really feel it. The good news is, no matter what, we're still influencing it. In later videos, we're going to use our vibration ball here, and you may get a little more or a bit more out of that. Now I'm going to leave with some strikes. I'm going to use an open hand smack here. And I'm going to get all along that inner thigh, deep into the groin. All right, let's relax. Let's let some tension out of the body. We can notice the difference between one side and the next. You may notice a substantial difference in how that left hip is able to lay into the floor, and if not, that's okay. One day you will. Let's bring our right leg up into our Captain Morgan. I'm going to use my hand as a hook. I'm going to get deep underneath that tendon, and we're going to pull up. And then let's bring our attention back to our breath just for a moment, in case we forgot. I want to build pressure into my lower back as we inhale. We're going to find that pause at the top and the bottom of our breath. And we're going to exhale slowly. All right, let's leave with some strikes. Let's lay our leg out. Just rest your hands wherever they're comfortable. Let's take a few slow, deep breaths in through the nose. Try to feel that expanding into our lower back and into our pelvic floor. Find the pause at the top and the bottom of your breath and be still. Listen for your heartbeat. Feel your pulse as it moves through your body. Now, there are two ways to do this next part. You can sit up. However, I'm pretty comfortable lying down. So I'm just going to bring my knees in. I'm going to bring my left knee to my hands. I'm just going to work behind the knee. I'm going to work that area just above the knee joint, right where the hamstring comes in. You'll notice as I'm doing this, I'm using my fingers behind the knee, kind of holding my thumbs around the sides of the knee. And I say that because when I go below the knee joint, where the calf muscles come in, I'm going to use my thumbs behind the knee. And my fingers are going to be on the front side. We can leave with some strikes. And we'll set that leg down. I'm going to bring my right leg up. And then I'm going to work below the joint. So I'm going to take my thumbs behind the knee. All right. Let's leave with our strikes. And then let's go ahead, lay our legs out long. We can rest our hands over our belly. Let's fall deep into our breath. Let's focus on bringing the air in and out through our nose. Take big breaths. Try to find that pause at the top of your inhale and just feel that pressure in your lower back, in your abdomen, and in your pelvic floor. Exhale slowly, letting all the tension out of our body. We can relax our feet and our legs, our hips and our lower back. Relax your shoulders and your neck. Let your body rest into the floor. Let's let tension out of our face. We can make that pause at the top and the bottom of our breath just a bit longer. Try to be still. Listen for your heartbeat. Feel your circulation. Feel your pulse moving fluid and energy through your body. You may be able to feel waves or pulses through the body. Be still. Follow your breath. Namaste.